Memorials, statues and even busts for that matter epitomize our history, heritage and culture. They need to be preserved and protected as there are departments exclusively formed for the purpose. But the state of such statues in Bengaluru is pathetic.
By the look of it, this statue of Jayachamara-Rajendra Wadiyar appears grand for a beholder. But one has a closer look, the deformity is apparent. The British Empress Victoria's statue too is deformed, as one can see the fingers of the statue and the baton it is holding are broken. The metal statues of King Edward and Diwan Sheshadri have lost lustre. Well, these statues were erected in Cubbon Park in the pre-independence era. But the Department of Horticulture and Archaeological Survey of India had neglected the statues for decades now. The statue of Jayachamara-Rajendra Wadiyar was erected about 150 years ago, and the toes of the statue are broken. Queen Victoria's statue was installed in the year 1906, and that is 108 years ago. The fingers and the baton she is holding in her hand are cut, and the cross on the globe she holds in the left hand is missing. Similarly, the bronze statues of King Edward and Diwan Sheshadri have faded for want of care and maintenance. Since they are a part of our heritage, history and culture, the general public was angry over the pathetic state and the apathy of concerned departments.
We should not forget about the people who are the elders, the people who have ruled and thought the good things to us. So to this, therefore, I request the thing that the corporation, Cubbon Park authorities that who are maintaining the thing that our environment, the garden, they should keep them clean, and also what all the thing that parts are broken, that has to be repaired.
But fortunately, the Department of Horticulture has decided to act, albeit belatedly. It is planning to repair and renovate all these statues. Deputy Director of Horticulture Mahantesh Murgod spoke to News9 correspondent and said that the statues have been carved in special stones more than a century ago, and hence a study needs to be conducted on them before taking up any renovation work. He has written a letter to the Archaeological Department and Chitrakala Parishad requesting them to study the statues and make suggestions on how to go about with this work. If things go according to Murgod, in 3 months' time the renovation work should be completed.
Already brought to the notice of the Cubbon Park and Lalbagh Advisory Committee Chairman Sri Dellappa Reddy and even our directors are also. They have given suggestion that you go and approach the Karnataka Chitrakala Parishad, and even I have approached the Karnataka Chitra Parishad and I have submitted a letter. Shortly, in another 1 week, they will visit all the statues of Cubbon Park, and they will submit a report to how to make these statues, everything. That report I am submitting to the director.
Meanwhile, some pro-Kannada organizations, including the one led by Vatal Nagraj, have demanded the removal of these statues since they represented the English who treated Indians like slaves. They have threatened to stage protests in the coming days. But what is pleasing to the residents of Bengaluru is the decision of the Horticulture Department to renovate the century-old statues. One hopes that it will be concluded soon. Maltesh for News9, Bengaluru.
And well, Right to Education Act continues to be in news once again. Karnataka Unaided Schools Management Association is hell-bent on denying admissions to children selected under the Act. The unaided schools have to reserve 25% of seats for financially and socially backward children selected under Right to Education Act. But Karnataka Unaided Schools Management Association, popularly known as a KUSMA, has been protesting against sharing seats under the Act right from the day of its implementation. However, KUSMA somehow lingered on for the last 2 years. But it has decided to stay away from it for this academic year. The members of KUSMA have written a letter to the government and have urged it to provide seats for the children in government schools first. According to KUSMA, the number of government schools is more in the state compared to unaided schools, and they want right to education admissions to take place in these schools first. There are about 1,800 schools registered with KUSMA, and thousands of seats would be available under Right to Education Act if the school managements are willing to share them. But for this academic year, there is a clear no from KUSMA as far as sharing seats under the Act is concerned. KUSMA has never made an allegation that quality of education in government schools is below par. but they have issues with the government's stance towards private schools regarding implementation of the RTE Act. Hence, Kuzma has asked the government to start charity at its home first. It is being learnt that Kuzma had written a 7-page letter making its stance clear on the issue. But the government on its part has been ignoring the pleas of Kuzma all these years, and all this time too is overlooking its threat. Though parents of children who have secured seats under the Act are at crossroads thanks to its standoff with Kuzma, it is not making any effort to resolve the situation, they allege. The undeclared war between the government and Kuzma has left parents perplexed and baffled. They have secured seats, but schools are not enrolling their names. Schools are using one or the other excuse to send back the parents.
ನಾಳೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನಂದರೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ನೋಡ್ರಿ ಯು ಆರ್ ಅಗ್ನೆಸ್ಟ್ ದಿ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ಸ್ RTE ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಯ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನು ನಾವು ರದ್ದುಪಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಮಾಡಲಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಹಾಗಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಇಡೀ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಿದ್ದಂಥ ಅನುದಾನ ರಹಿತ ಶಾಲೆಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲನೂ ಕೂಡ ರದ್ದುಗೊಳಿಸಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗ್ತದೆ? ನೋಡೋಣ, ವಿ ಟೇಕ್ ಎ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಅಪೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್.
Well, the Right to Education Act continues to be in the news. Once again, Karnataka Unaided Schools Management Association is hell-bent on denying admissions to children selected under the Act. And well, this is what the Public Instructions Department had to say.
ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅವರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಲೆಟರ್ಗೆ ರಿಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತೆ ಆ ಲೆಟರ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಅಧಿಕಾರಿ ಮಿತ್ರರಿಗೆ, ನಮಗೆ ಆಗಲಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಆಗಲಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮುಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮದು ಏನು ಯೋಚನೆ ಇದೆ, RTE ಏನು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿನ್ ಅಫೆಲ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟಿಂದ ಅವರು ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಶಾಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸೀಟ್ಸು ತುಂಬಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವತ್ತು ಬರಲಿ ನಾಳೆ ಬರಲಿ, 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಯಾರು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬಂದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಡ್ಡಾಯವಾಗಿ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ RTE ಅಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ರೂಲ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಶಾಲೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ 25% ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ರೇಟ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಫೀಸ್ ಇದೆ ಆ ರೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಬೇರೆ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಬರೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ.
Well, once the festivities of Yugadi are over, it is time to welcome the king of fruits, mango. The delicious fruits have hit the market a month late, but that doesn't seem to have affected mango lovers.
Well, it is the season of mangoes now. The market in Namma City have received stocks, and people who are getting impatient over the delay are seen rushing to fruit marts. Usually month of March is the beginning of mango season. They are available till June. But this time around, mangoes have made their presence in the month of April. We all know that mangoes come in several varieties, and each variety is distinctly different from the other in taste and of course price too. Malgova, Mallika, Alfonso, Kalapad, Ratnagiri, Banganpalli, Badami are the varieties to name a few. Since they've hit the market a month late, people are eager to buy them. Fruit sellers are happy with the sale.
ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದು ವಾರದಿಂದ ತುಂಬ ಮುಗಿಂಗಿದೆ, ಮ್ಯಾಂಗೋ ತುಂಬ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇವಾಗ ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು 10 ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಇನ್ನು ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಬರ್ತವೆ, ಇನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು 20 ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತವೆ. ತಮಿಳುನಾಡು, ರತ್ನಗಿರಿ, ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸಪುರ, ಮಂಡ್ಯ, ಹಾಸನ, ರಾಮನಗರ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ, ಬಾಂಬೆಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮೂವಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆ, ಐಟಮ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬೆಲೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಇದೆ, ಮೂವಿಂಗು ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಬೆಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋದ ಸರಿಗಿಂತ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ನಾವು ತೊಗೊತಾ ಇದೆ, ತುಂಬ ಸೇಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
We will show you the prices of different varieties of mangoes sold in the market now. Prices are certainly on higher side this year. Prices in open market are higher compared to hopcombs. The raspberry variety is sold at 100 per kg, while hopcombs are selling it at 70 per kg. Banganpalli 2 is rupees 100 in the open market and rupees 70 in hopcombs. Alfonso, considered to be one of the costliest varieties, is being sold at 220 rupees in the open market, whereas hopcombs is selling it at 105 rupees per kg. The price of Sakre Gutti variety is 150 rupees in open market and 80 in Hopcoms. Ratnagiri mangoes are priced at 700 per dozen in open market, and this variety is not available in Hopcoms. Kalapad mango is an import from Tamil Nadu, and they are available at 120 rupees in the market and 70 rupees in Hopcoms. But the price factor has not deterred the mango lovers buying and feasting on them.
In mangoes, I like Malgoba Alfonso. This time the rates have they have been hiked too much. This time there are no mangoes also. We have not seen elsewhere also they are not. In Opcoms we have seen some varieties. Elsewhere we have not come across many varieties. In Alfonso, if we come in Opcoms, actually we are finding many varieties, but the price is very high. It's almost 100, and also we should wait for some more time, I think, to find more varieties. And you have mango mela will come. That time we should wait for that.
Usually vendors receive stocks from Ramnagara, Mandya, Chennapatna, Srinivaspura and Kola. Neighbouring states Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu too send stocks to Bengaluru. Mangoes which are used for preparing pickle too are available in the market now. Well, all that one can say is that the season of mangoes is truly on. Amrita Patil for News 9, Bengaluru.
Well, that's it in this edition of Big Bang. On the other side is a crime special. Wanted. Stay tuned.